social media watching while I'm pumping, or right when I wake up for the day before I get out of bed, and I'm just sitting here with my hands literally busy and physically I can't move around. And I have to tell you, I keep on coming across these very, very narrow-minded responses and influencers who just, they embody privilege. They absolutely embody privilege. On top of that, how do you refer to someone who's living in poverty as a degenerate? How do you make that work? They're degenerate because they're poor, or they're poor because they're a degenerate? Okay, so I just pumped and I'm literally gonna dump it because I was looking at this really nasty, closed-minded perspective, and it's not the perspective that frustrates me, it's the fact that this is an account with millions of people watching, millions of views, hundreds or thousands of comments. We have to be so careful who we are allowing to reach the masses with this rhetoric. It's just not going to be, it's not good. It's not productive. It doesn't help the world in any way. So I have so much milk, but I'm literally dumping that. Like, I don't even want to feed my son any of this hateful milk. That's what I call it. Okay, so I want to show you guys what goes into pumping. I carry this box around with me so the pump doesn't get damaged. I have to plug this into here, hook this up to each of the bottles, plug this into a power source. This is all the stuff that I have to wash every time I'm pumping. So this goes inside of this thing right here, and then this hooks onto the bottle right here. The shield goes inside of here, and this is a Medela. I'm very, very grateful to have it. My insurance covered it, thank God. Then I pump, store it in here, or one of these lactation bags right here until I can get it back to the freezer. And I store everything in a Ziploc, all of the pieces with this, like, it's like cheesecloth or something. It's like highly absorbent, so that I'm not carrying a bunch of water. And this needs to be washed in between each pump. I use extra, extra hot water and sometimes hydrogen peroxide. And for the record, I did this exact thing with all 4 of my children. So I always pumped breast milk, and this is Heather Gillespie for the record. And I fed all 4 of my children with breast milk. So for anyone who's been sending me DMs saying, you're not a mom, you're a model, you don't care about anyone but yourself, you live in a tent and do photo shoots. Nope, never has that been my story. My story has been I was unlawfully thrown out of my apartment for no reason that makes sense. I began filing police reports immediately. That was in 2020. I chose to have my children stay with their fathers during that time. Prior to that, they had all primarily resided with me 5 or 4 days out of 7 per week. And I am still to this day the primary custodial parent in a primary joint custody outcome. So, and we have that in court. For anyone who continues to ask, I'm most certainly a mother, always have been. And then this is the shirt that Weston wore right after birth. He stayed naked for the first 24 hours so we could do skin to skin. And then he switched to that shirt. And then when it was time for me to be discharged, I changed him into like a cute little outfit that I had bought him. And I took this shirt with me to carry in my bag whenever I need to be reminded of my why, because